Alright, I'll be fixing the 419 error known as CSRF token mismatch. But first, let's go over a few things that need to be known. And that is, I want to make it clear that CSRF token or 419 error can occur in three ways. And one will be when you are using cookie-based authentication. Two would be when you are using token-based authentication, and three would be when you are not using any authentication, like also known as using no authentication. For this video, we'll be focusing on the third, and that is the no authentication. Right, let's go and replicate the error and solve this problem. All right, so we are going to replicate the error for CSRF token mismatch. So as you can see, we have an application here. So currently, this application, what it quickly does is an application that creates side menus or dynamic side menus whenever you need to. So now I'm trying to rename it. So currently it gives me 419 error. So as you can see, let's rename this to still. Then let's clear our network tab. So now let's click on the edit and see what happens. As you can see, it showed the 419 error. Check the response, it shows your CSRF token mismatch. So to solve this, you actually need to go to our env file to do this. So if for those using Laravel, as you can see, this is the env file here. So once you come to your env file, number one thing you have to do is to make sure that your front-end URL is pointing to the right domain. So mine is 5173. Some other people might be 3000, some might be 4000, but for now, what I'm currently using is 5173. So make sure this is correct. If you are using if you are using it on the production side, then if your front-end URL is, let's say, max.steel.com, specify this in your front-end URL here, this here. So also, this is the first aspect for it. Then the second is this, your sanctum stateful domain. You make sure this is also there, because this is one of the reasons that causes the 419 or CSRF token error. So what you have to do here is you make sure you put your top level domain. And what I mean by that is, as you can see, we have this max.steel.com, max.steel.com. What you just have to do is you pick only the steel.com, and that is the nearest name to the .com. Then you pick this steel.com. This becomes your sanctum stateful domain. If you are using localhost, then you do this. You pick only the localhost 517. The HTTP/ will be removed from it. So this is what you just have to work with. So if you do this right, it actually works well. So for production, I will show you how it's actually done. Okay, so from here we are going to move to front server and try and solve the error on live server. For more understanding, I am currently using cPanel shared hosting. Okay, so let's quickly go and yes, so this is currently my env file, and I will want to specify another important tip, and that is in case you are not seeing your env file here, you have to check your settings here. Go here, check your settings, and make sure your show hidden files are checked. So you save, or I've saved before, so I don't need to. So I then go here, then click on edit, not view, on edit. So once you click on this, you wait, then you edit env. This is the env for our cPanel production server. So as you can see, we have the sanctum stateful domain here, but currently was it was uncommented. So having it this way, because it's uncommented, that is why it was giving us the error we had on the front end. So as you can see, we have hyper.mezu.dev. This is my URL for the backend. Then for the front end, as you can see, we have the hyper-8ezq.vessel.app. So also we have sanctum stateful domain, that is the vessel.app. So as I told you earlier, you take the one closest to the top level domain here, then you have the vessel.app alone. So in case you have one more, because as you can see, this takes more than one, it can take more than one domain. So in case you have an application whereby you have a backend supplying to two front ends or three or four front ends, you specify the domain up here. So for example, I have this vessel.app, then you just put a comma, then write max dot to actually still.app, anyhow you see it. Or for instance, you have Mezu.site, you can also put Mezu.dev.site. So this is just for the front end URLs. If you have front end URLs with this top level domain. So yeah, so I'll remove this and let's save the file and check out. Okay, sorry, I didn't uncomment this, so I need to uncomment that. I need to save the file. Saved, then we go to the front end and try and change this to still and see if it goes. But before that, let's check our network tab and see, go to see our changes. So let's try this now. So as you can see, it's successful and gave a 204 error and 201 error. So very successful. If this was helpful, I want to see the solution on cookie and token based authentication. Comments in the section below.